London, 1888. A city draped in fog and secrets. Beneath the flickering glow of gaslights, a crime was committed that baffled the yard and haunted the headlines for decades. They called it the Silent Heist. Not a lock broken, not a witness seen. But tonight, we peel back the layers of time to reveal the truth that was buried in the cobblestones over a century ago. When the sun rose over the Thames the following morning, the Royal Exchange Bank was a hive of frantic activity. Detective Sterling arrived at 8 a.m., his sharp eyes scanning the heavy iron vault door. It was still locked. The seals were unbroken. Yet inside, the gold reserves, equivalent to millions in today's currency, had simply vanished. Sterling was a man of the new age, a believer in the fledgling science of forensics. He spent hours on his hands and knees, magnifying glass in hand, searching for a single hair, a smudge of grease, or a stray thread. What he found instead was a faint rhythmic scratching sound coming from beneath the floorboards. It was the first clue in a trail that would lead him into the darkest corners of London's underbelly. Every heist has an inside man, and Sterling had three. First, Arthur Penhaligon, the bank's head clerk. A man of impeccable reputation, but one with a secret gambling debt that could ruin him. Then, there was Madame Valeska, a socialite whose sudden appearance in the city coincided perfectly with the bank's opening. She was seen near the exchange at odd hours, her carriage always waiting in the shadows. But the most curious suspect was Elias Thorne, a master clockmaker who shops at just 2 streets away. Thorne was a genius of gears and tumblers, a man who claimed he could hear the heartbeat of any lock. Sterling watched them all, waiting for the one slip-up that would reveal the mastermind. But as the investigation deepened, he realized he wasn't looking for a person. He was looking for a ghost. The breakthrough came not in the bank, but in the sewers. Following the scratching sound he'd heard, Sterling descended into the labyrinthine tunnels beneath the city. There, hidden behind a false wall of Victorian brickwork, he found it. A masterpiece of engineering. A mechanical drill, powered by the city's own water pressure, had been used to bore upward into the vault from below. But it wasn't a criminal gang behind the machine. It was a project funded by a shadowy department within Scotland Yard itself. The gold hadn't been stolen by thieves. It had been requisitioned for a secret war effort that the public was never meant to know about. Sterling had found his answer, but it was an answer that could get him killed. The case of the Silent Heist was officially closed 6 months later, marked unsolved due to a lack of evidence. Detective Sterling was promoted and moved to a quiet precinct in the countryside, his journals locked away for a century. Today, the Royal Exchange Bank is a luxury hotel, and the tunnels below have been filled with concrete. But the legends persist. Some say the gold never left the city, buried somewhere beneath the streets we walk today. Others believe Sterling took the secret to his grave. In the end, the Silent Heist remains exactly that, a mystery that refuses to speak, a ghost in the machinery of history.